Don't you know? Banging our heads to the rhythm of the code. We don't care about dollars or the shiny blades. We're just holding to zero. It's all every day. Round tripping positions, that's how we roll. We won't make a dollar, won't celebrate. We're the zero holders, our anthem we sing. Zero holders, our anthem we sing. Zero holders, we're the kings of the sea. None for the money, it's the living the tree. We're all on the zero, it's our way to be. In the world of NFTs, we're wild and free.
All right. Good morning, boys. Mega GMs. Welcome to the Death Stream. It's got a nice ring to it, doesn't it? It does, doesn't it? The Death Stream. Got a lot of deathy kind of topics today. I'm here for it, man. We're going to talk some DEATHSTR. We're going to talk some death and taxes. Fuck out of here, English. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Boy, had a good time in DEATHSTR. I hope you guys have too. I hope you guys have been in that playing it. I hope so. Because my God, what a cook that's been. Incredible things. Hang on. I know we only got Choina for like a minute. So let's get through our GMs and then we're going to talk a lot of death. Hoods, good morning, man. Dude, saw your message this morning. I will reply after the show or send me some details. Choina, good morning, buddy. Boss, good morning. Edge, good morning. Bunny, good morning. Just the story of my life. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy with how DEATHSTR's gone. What's up, Picasso? Good morning. All right, let's get to some shit. By the way, hit the like on the show. We're only on Abstract and actually X and YouTube today. I don't know about the PUMPFUN thing. Well, no, I should do it. I feel like responsible to stream there, but like who's watching on PUMPFUN? So whatever. Kind of whatever. All right, during our stream yesterday, we were kind of making some predictions. I think I was the only one throwing predictions out there, but whatever. We put it out there, which was, when does the attack on Iran happen? And what do we think Bitcoin price would be? I thought attack on Iran would be yesterday. Or it was a Friday, Saturday thing. I think we're there. I think it's happening. I'm going to bet still it's happening. I kind of thought we'd see it last night, but I think it makes sense they wait till it's nighttime there. I think it's going to start today, right? Rarebo, good morning. Dude, Rarebo, you've been cooking too. DK, good morning. CJ, good morning. So let me get right from the start predictions on Iran. When do the bombs start flying? Which sucks, and also, can you have an opinion that doesn't suck on it? And like, what's the right thing? I don't know. I don't know, but I think what's going on there is brutal. I saw a great post out there saying, you know, you've got people here in the States protesting about the war in Gaza against Israel, but where's the protests supporting the people of Iran? I think maybe they're happening. I don't know, but it's certainly not news here. And whatever, this is not a political show really, but that's going to be cooking. I'm going to go with today. I think that's a today thing. I think it's a today thing. And so I think the best place to check is Polymarket. Oh, dude, Rarebo, I'm so happy. Rarebo, when did you start? When was your first, like, your entry into CyberKongs? Was that just recently with DEATHSTR, or were you, like, you know, in Discord and hanging there before? I'm glad you're there, dude. It's for anybody who's new to CyberKongs, like, when you get there, you feel the magic and you understand it's not like one of these dime a dozen kind of NFT projects. Like, they're as legit as it gets. Like, just the community is as strong as it gets. It's as real as it gets. And all the while, they do the one thing NFT community should be doing, which is give you opportunities to make money from, like, the project doing things when they can. So doing things when they can, when it makes sense, when it's the right thing. And man, they've done that over and over and over. But also it's like keeping you like fed with other stuff. The alpha, dude, that's so badass, Rarebo. I'm so happy to hear you're in there and that it's new for you. You know what I mean? Um, the alpha in there outside of Kongs, like in Wall Street Kongs, but about stuff outside of Kongs is some of the best out there too. It just is. They got guys who do this 24/7, and there's always people. Like it's a great alpha group. It is. So you're gonna, if you got in there through, with a baby Kong and that was your access pass to Wall Street Kongs, it's gonna pay for itself. They always do, man. I've made so much money from Kongs, and truthfully, it's not about money for Kongs. I mean, it is, but it's more than that. It's more than that. Yeah, dude. The Discord's fun. It's been almost 5 years I've been in that community, right? I still remember how it happened. Me and Henry were in NFT boxes, right? We were mods in NFT boxes with Pranksy. And the CyberKongs came in that Discord and they raided it and they just started spamming ooh. And like I was annoyed at first. I'm like, what the fuck are these guys doing? I knew nothing about them. So they came and spammed the Discord. We booted them out or they left, I forget. And I want to say within like a week, at that point I was with Crypto Slam, right? And like within a week or so, I saw them in the top 10 NFT collections. They were doing some numbers. I'm like, you know what? I just saw those guys. I don't know anything about them. Let me go check. Hop in their Discord, feel the energy, start finding out what they're building, which all the way back then, this is like early 2021, they're talking about a token and they're talking about breeding their NFTs to generate the second collection, the babies. And they're talking about getting ready to put out these voxel assets in a couple months. I'm like, dude, Henry, these guys are like way ahead of everybody. They're way ahead and they're super nice, like super friendly, super helpful. I'm like, these guys are different. And I told him, I'm like, dude, when everybody sees this, and this is back when there weren't a lot of NFTs, like very few NFTs. Hoods, did Henry say he was sending you that? If so, I'll ping him. He's, as you could guess, like doing a lot. I'll ping him. I'll make sure he gets in today. Hoods, where should he? Well, I'll message you. I'll reply back to you. I just want to make sure he knows where to reach out to you from. Oh, actually, Hoods, did you go in their Discord? You got to jump in their Discord in the main Monkey Business channel. Just go in there and ping Henry at Darth Graper. Ping him. Just tell him you just tell him. He'll give it to you. He just assigns you a role. Yeah, it's not a thing he's going to send to your wallet. You got to ping him and he gives you the role in Discord. But anyway, long story short, told Henry, I'm like, dude, get in here. Like this thing is really fucking cool. And I'm like, dude, when people see this, it's going to be like huge. And it was huge. You guys know the story, like highest NFT, highest floor price for, a PFP collection, 200 plus ETH floor on those Genesis Kongs. And they were generating, and this was only for a small stretch of time. But the banana, you're in there. Okay, good shit. I'll ping Henry and I'll remind him. At one point, those Genesis Kongs were generating $1,000 worth of banana a day. And back then I was like, oh my God, I thought this was never going to end. I mean, I was naive back then. I'm like, dude, Henry had 2 Genesis Kongs. He's making $2,000 a day. I'm like, bro, he made it. He fucking made it. Just a wild thing, man. What's up, Marty? Kongs are special. Dude, funny, Marty. I don't agree, but I'm more on board with it. Like, we talked about this, and we'll get to the alien thing. We talked about it yesterday, and I said, dude, the fact that they're putting it out there, the story is going to be there's nothing. The story is going to be they have weird stuff, and they, but they're not going to say aliens. They're going to say there's no evidence of aliens. I think that's what they're going to do. Why would they time it with Purim? What's up, Rocky? Why would they time it with that? I have no idea why. I remember I dressed up for Purim once. It's like a Jewish holiday. Why would they time it with that? That's weird. But like now I'm fucking interested, man. Look, again, we'll get to the alien stuff, but they're going to release the documents and there's not going to be anything definitive about aliens. Nothing. They're not going to say they have bodies. They're not going to say they know for sure. They're not going to say we've been visited. They're not going to do any of that. None of it. None of it. In fact, I'll say this. And again, we talked yesterday. It was Elon Musk says there's no data or evidence or anything of aliens. either he's going to look like a total retard if the documents come out and say it, or it's going to back him up. And I think it's going to back him up. In fact, looked at Polymarket and assumed we'd see people like front running. We'd see people front running like the information, like insiders. It's not happening. So either they know there's nothing in there, or we know people got arrested for leaking, for betting on these markets. So they're not betting, or there's nothing in those files. And I think there's nothing in those files. That's my bet. That's my bet. It's not going to confirm aliens exist. And that said, there's something out there. It's spiritual. It's interdimensional, and it could be dude. I listened to God, I'm all over the place like always, but awesome podcast. I listened to the Y-Files this morning, and it was talking about the Templars and Atlantis and the Ark of the Covenant. And it's a fascinating episode, man. Fascinating. It's so wild. Like talking about the Ark of the Covenant was like this energy store. It's a capacitor. And it converts like gold to like some kind, I forget what they called it. Some kind of gold that like charges up and it turns white. But then this gets into Stargates too. And it's Stargates talking to these like interdimensional fucking, it's wild, dude. That's good, dude. Yeah. It's an awesome episode, man. I'm gonna listen to the whole thing again, probably today. Anyway, they're not gonna tell us aliens are real. Which sucks, but it's true. Anyway, cybercalling's awesome. NFTs cooked. Banana cooked for a while. And after that, VX is cooked for a while. All of them, all their collections did. Genkai did not cook. The whole Ronin thing was, I'm glad they did it. It was good to experiment, but the Ronin thing didn't work, right? And they did it when they couldn't do much. The Bitcoin stuff, I know a lot of people feel very negative about the Bitcoin stuff Kongs did. I thought it was awesome, right? They airdropped those Prometheans. Prometheans were selling for did they get to 0.09? 0.07 or 0.09? Guys, almost 0.1 Bitcoin per Promethean. And those were like airdropped to holders. And I think they were airdropped to people outside of the ecosystem too. I think dude, if you're in Kongs and you've just been there for years, you've ate all along the way, multiple times over. Now yet again with DEATHSTR. And DEATHSTR was a fair launch. Like Kongs had no advantage other than, well, if you're in the Discord and the community, which is like, the best part of it, you got to chat while it launched and get some strategy and get some ideas and tips and whatever. And you probably got to eat. So I know Raribo's in there and he's doing well. I did well. I'm happy with what I did. And then there's always the like second guessing, or I wish I did this. There's always that, because right now, if I didn't sell, I'd be up, well, what, like 4 times higher, 4 times more than what I did. But I'm really happy with what I did. It's nice to get a win in this market. There she is, and she's a beauty. She's a beauty. Tell you what, I'm gonna jump around. I'm gonna go to the market real quick, then to DEATHSTR. But DEATHSTR is looking phenomenal. People are waking up to it. Everybody's sucking the CyberCon's dick now, which is hilarious. And Henry knows. He goes along with it because he deserves his flowers and all, but like he knows. Whole space shit on him. The whole space shit on him. Because this is what people do. Like, look, lots of great people here. A lot of people who just say things. They don't know what they're saying. They don't believe what they're saying. It's just, a lot of the space is not as smart as they think they are. That's me too. Everybody, it's kind of an everybody thing. But the reaction to DEATHSTR when it was announced compared to what it is now is crazy. Crazy how people flip-flopped on that, which good. Hey, if you can admit you're wrong, and I'm seeing a lot of that, that's actually a great thing. So, Musty, how you doing, man? It's good to see you. Okay. We'll come back to DEATHSTR, but again, the Iran attack, I'm betting today, right? These soldiers got that, they get their fancy meal, right? And I think they've already evacuated some air, some bases in the Middle East. It's coming. It's probably today. Okay. Crazy ass week. We knew it'd be a crazy week. It was. We weren't sure we'd get the ruling on tariffs yesterday, but we did. We did. And it went the way people thought, that terrorists ruled illegal. And so Trump did also what he said he'd do, which is, I got a plan B. And so tariffs still stand, although there's a bit of a change to them. Okay, so any of the tariffs levied on any of these other countries, whether it was 30%, 50%, whatever the number is, everything is now a flat 10%. 10%. I saw the Lutnick stuff too. Yeah, it's crazy. And I see people defending it, and I don't know what side to take other than he seems like a pure fucking scumbag, right? And then some people are like, well, if his bank or the bank his kids are leading are trading what they're buying these tariff repayment kind of things. It's like he's doing it off info we all have technically. I mean, these are arguments I see saying what he did is fine. It might be shady looking, but insider info isn't part of it. Though the bigger problem is he's orchestrating these tariffs, which seem really obviously not kosher. But anyway, besides the point, flat 10%. And so Trump isn't conceding anything, and we know he won't. And so here we are back in like just complete uncertainty. Who the fuck knows how this plays out? Who the fuck knows? Who knows? The surprise this week was the alien thing. So like early in the week, Obama comes out in a podcast and he says, yeah, aliens are real. I've never seen them. I've never seen bodies. I don't know. And they're not kept at Area 54. There's nothing there. And then Trump comes out. You guys know the story, right? But Trump comes out and says, well, Obama's gave classified info. What there was classified? That aliens are real or that there's nothing it? Right? Like what there was classified, but Trump had to one-up it because he already had plans this year. Almost definitely had plans this year to already disclose this stuff. And he feels like Obama stole his thunder. So Trump tries to steal like the thunder, right? And he's like, dude, okay, release everything we got. And that's where we're at now. That's where we're at. Nothing's been released yet. Nothing's released. Marty thinks in, what did he say? Like in like 7 days or something. Corresponds to Purim, which is a Jewish holiday, and I forget what it's about. We used to celebrate it when I was a kid. I totally forget what it's about. I don't even know the association, though. I got to look that up. Actually, I'm probably going to throw that in Grok here. But, like this take, I think, is kind of like Marty's thinking and like makes sense to me. No aliens. They're too far. You can't travel this far. There's nothing. I don't know. Here, I'm just going to do it right here. What? Have people already said that, Marty, that Purim is the date? Like, is there like an association there? This is probably a real stupid prompt, but. Oh, dude, speaking of prompts, we are going to talk some AI too. We got a lot today. Purim is a joyful Jewish holiday that celebrates the deliverance of the Jewish people from a plot to destroy them in the ancient Persian Empire. Persia is Iran, right? The story comes from the book of Esther. Yeah, but what's the Mordecai? That's who I dressed up as. I remember that. I dressed up as Mordecai. We were a very Jewy family, man. We were a super Jewy family. Look, depends how crazy we get, but we may put on the tinfoil hat today. It may be dude, I gotta put some time. I gotta make this I gotta get this crisp looking, but we might put on the tinfoil hat today. We'll see how deep we go. We'll see how deep. Swear to God, dude, when I wore that yesterday, I felt like my like head was ringing. Is that weird? Marty, no, just the occult tinfoilers like you. Okay. Well, let me see if Grok's made some kind of association. Almost nothing directly. Costumes, okay. So we were doing normal Jewish stuff. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see then. And well, Funny Hoods, I feel like back to that Y-Files podcast and the Templar shit. This guy who's like a very high-ranking Templar dude, Tim Hogan, was talking about how we've got like these Templar vaults that have like an ark, like the Ark of the Covenant. He said there's like 100 of them. It's not just one. And he said we've got these Templar vaults here in the States. There's 2 of them, at least 2. One of them's in Washington, D.C., and the other, I think he said, was in Missouri. I think he said was in Missouri. It's on some like national, it's on some like reserve, and it's like even the government doesn't know they're there, or something like that. By the way, when he talks, he doesn't sound like a crazy guy. He sounds like a guy who I kind of just like default believe. It's pretty interesting. It's when they conquer Persia, Iran, and the date for 26 is 2/28/31. Why would the date matter though? That's what I'm curious about. Oh, the Iran war. Got it. Okay, I thought we were talking the alien disclosure shit. Okay, got it. Okay, well then we got our first prediction. I'm still going to go with today. Marty's got the 28th or the 1st. Okay, dude, I like it. In fact, what did Polymarket have it at? Strike by the 21st. Almost nobody thinks that. Yeah, nobody's really thinking until, I mean, a week out, whatever. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, this just adds to the uncertainty because, this is where the tinfoil hat could go on, where I still think the UFO stuff is going to be used for like COVID 2.0 or something like that, right? I still think something's coming. I still think that they're going to fake an alien, like some contact event or like an alien invasion, or like it won't be an invasion, but it'll be like the 3-Eye Atlas thing. It'll be like there's a thing coming and we think it's a ship. And it's like 20 of them, or I don't know how many. Marty, the one I just had on, the Y-Files. If you don't, I'm sure you've heard of it. If not, it's great. Like you would love this. You would eat this up. It's great. The Y-Files. This guy's fucking great. He does all kinds of cool shit. You would love it. But he believes in aliens, I think. So, but like super entertaining, and they're really long, and like they're awesome. Smart guy. Yeah, it's a good one. But yeah, they're going to, what's up, cats? They're gonna fake at some point alien invasion thing. When we heard like last year, we heard 2027, they're gonna fake something like that. And we all know the we all know the Great Reset thing is actively happening now. And we all know, well, there's Project Bluebeam, which I think is closer to alien invasion stuff. All I know is there's some fuckery loading right now, right? Like that fuckery is like it's like queued up. It's already running. The fuckery program is loading. How do you not just like assume that now? It's not even like I think or I it's like that. Well, it's definitely happening. It's definitely happening. Our whole history is fake. And the Epstein stuff shows it's like everything is fake. It's fake. Project Bluebeam, long-running conspiracy theory that originated in the mid-90s. NASA, United Nations, a shadowy global elite are secretly planning to advance technology to stage massive deceptive events. Yeah. The theory is to destroy traditional religions and replace them with a unified New Age belief system centered on the Antichrist. Funny enough, too, in the Y-Files, they talk about Jesus and John the Baptist, and they said Jesus was just, well, that John the Baptist was the Jesus figure before he was killed. Then Jesus took over, and I got to re-listen, that, like, Mary wasn't Jesus's mother. Like, she was actually, like, a very powerful figure, and they kind of, like, worked for her. It was something like that. I might have that wrong. But that was like the gist of it. It's all tied together somehow. Somehow, this is a super tinfoil hattie, but like it's all tied together. There's some shit coming. Yep. And disclosure day is coming this summer, right? Disclosure day is coming, which fits into all this somehow. And the age of disclosure documentary that came out fits. It's all part of a thing that's happening. That's like super calculated. How and why and all that, that's where you guess and you just make your best guesses. But man, holy fuck. If we all like just as collective don't have a really high batting average just guessing about this shit the past few decades, you know what I mean? Like fucking wild world we live in now. So anyway, that's just one of the things adding to just what a weird time we live in and what a weird year it's been to start already. It's crazy. But back to tariffs, we've got the $175 billion in that tariff revenue that may have to be refunded, and Trump's saying it's not going to happen. But if they do, this is where the Lutnick shit comes in, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Trying to have a good time, buddy. If it has to get refunded, it's probably going to companies. It's not going back to people who paid it. In fact, that's where the stimmy should be. If there's $2,000 checks going out, it should be this. It should be the tariff refund. But no, it's going to go to businesses. If it happens, and it probably happens. But, Trump in his press conference yesterday said the Supreme Court didn't talk about the refund at all. And he's wrong. Like, he's wrong. They absolutely did. Right? The opinion document was like 170 plus pages. He didn't read it, of course. But the people advising him didn't read it either because they told him there was no mention of refunds, and there was. So they said the process is going to be a mess, but they didn't say it's not happening. They just said it's going to be a mess. But it's probably happening. And then you got like J.B. Pritzker here in Illinois. Sending Trump an invoice demanding $8.6 billion. And just the start of like more crazy. And whatever. Here for it. All right, so how's the market looking with kind of so much up in the air? Let's have a look. And I'm kind of curious where we're at as soon as the bombs start flying. But Bitcoin just over 68. ETH trying to get back to 2K. Actually, we look all right in the past 24 hours here. There's been some good news on like the crypto regulation front too. Ripple 144, BNB 8, 633, Solana 85. Looks all right for now. But dude, what an interesting week, right? Past few weeks. I mean, really past few months, but like, dude, sentiment is just, something flipped for me the past week. Because I've been saying it's not as bad as 2018. And now I'm like, okay, it's getting close. It's getting close, man. It's not as bad as 2018 yet. And it might not get there, dude. It might not get there, but we're way closer than we were last bear market, for fucking sure. And I'm so happy, dude. We need it. But like Jim Cramer, doubting Bitcoin, which is awesome. But doubting Bitcoin, like store of value, I don't see it. Like, he's saying that, doesn't see it. It's not working the way we thought it would. But also, every like major world event where we put Bitcoin to the test and see if it would act as that store of value, it never has. It's held up better than before. Like, and we saw this like with the last attack on Iran. We saw it actually held up better. But yeah, I saw a chart end of last year about the inverse Kramer. If you bet against him, you'd outperform. I think you even outperformed like Nancy Pelosi. I think that was the story. And it was like, yeah. Inverse Kramer is like, yeah. It's pretty good. It's good having him fund Bitcoin. Shitty start to the year. We're actually, hang on. Where did we start February? Because we're still on pace for another red month. And if we get there, 7 days left. 2, 3, 8 days. If we get there, it's, I mean, dude, our fifth red month in a row. First time it's happened since 2018. So again, a lot of parallels to 2018 starting to get there. And yeah, okay, we're down. Yeah, we started February at 76, almost 77K. So we probably finished the month red. Worst 5-month stretch since February. The only other time we've seen a 5-month, losing streak was 2018. It's a great sign, man. ETH also on an equally terrible run. I forget how many. I gotta fuck. I wish I had the chart. ETH is on like a really, really bad run too. I'm trying to think how many months. It's like something out of 12, and it's like the worst performing stretch like ever for ETH. What's that? What's up? What's up? Oh, a polo. Yeah, gotcha, dude. Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be badass. Dude, once they start getting all these stocks on chain and stuff, dude, that's gonna be so fun to just trade with these things. But yeah, terrible start to the year for Bitcoin. It's worst 50 day. It's worst start to the year on record. Fucking love it. I love it. Okay. Clarity Act. We talk about this a lot, right? But I've been doubting it's going to pass. I'm inching more towards it's like it just might. There's so much pressure on these guys, man. What's up, Sigma? Good morning, man. Trump is putting so much pressure on the banks to get this done. At this point, he's pushing them to concede, not the crypto side. It probably gets done at this point. It's like when, but probably gets done. He gave a March 1st deadline. That not for it to pass, but a March 1st deadline for these guys to get on the same page and get this legislation at least written in a way these guys will vote yes, and then they got to vote. But yeah, they're making good progress apparently, which is great to hear. And then this was a win yesterday, actually, from the SEC. I think it's not a small win too. I'm trying to see if there's like a name for this. Here, let me go back to Warner's breakdown of it, and then DEATHSTR, guys. Then DEATHSTR. Okay. The example he's given. Imagine big Wall Street companies have a rule: if they hold something risky, they have to lock up extra money in a safety box. Okay, before today, if they held $1 million in stablecoin, it's considered super risky, and so they had to lock up a full $1 million to back that stablecoin. So you got $1 million in stablecoins, you have to have $1 million in cash. And so people weren't touching it. Now they've made some kind of new ruling. They said you only need 2% as a safety buffer instead of 100. So yeah, huge difference. If you have $1 million in stable coins, you only need to hold 20,000. What does that mean? Like what does that unlock open? I don't know. But I buy it. I buy that that's a big sign. I buy that that's a decent sized domino to fall. And I think we get a lot of them. And at this point, wins like this, I don't think are priced in, man. I don't think this stuff's priced in right now. I don't. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, I don't think wins, like good, like big tangible wins, I don't think they're priced in. Cats, on your taxes, least profitable year in crypto. Wow. Dude, less profitable than like 2003 even is wild. But no, I get it. I have a feeling, I'm trying to think what mine will be when all is said and done. Yeah, shit. I'm trying to think if I had any big wins last year. Shit, it might be my least profitable too. Yeah, dude, it's hard to lose here, man. Right, cats? It's really hard to. Oh, you know what? There were some good meme wins last year. It's hard to lose in this space. Now, like, that's only true if you are in this space. If you're a casual and it's something you come and check for 5 minutes a day and you just throw some money and you're out and you just check your balance, you check your wallet every day or a couple days or what, you know what I mean? Like, if you do that, I get how you can be down. I get it. But if you're like dialed in, I think it's very hard to be negative. But it's, again, especially if you live and breathe this stuff, I think then it's hard to be negative. So, all right, DEATHSTR. This shit is so good. It's so good. Okay, so now we're starting to realize who outside of the Kongs ecosystem, because I'll tell you this, day one, it felt like only Kongs were in it, that the whole chart will show the chart, but it felt like the chart was completely painted by CyberKong holders. And, like it mostly is. But now we're starting to get names in like dollar amounts or no, amounts of tokens held, from people outside of the Kongs ecosystem. So here's Smoky Pipe holding 16.5 million DEATHSTR. It's a big old bag, dude. It's a big old bag. Actually, let's see what that's worth. I'm going to guess that's worth, well, fuck. It's over 10 ETH, but let's go. Am I mathing this right? I got the right amount. 22 ETH. 22 ETH. And I can tell you this, if you bought at the right time, that much DEATHSTR would have cost you like a quarter ETH. If you timed it very, very fucking well, that's a quarter ETH it took to buy that. And like, let's just assume he spent like 1 ETH or 2 or whatever. And I bet you he didn't spend much more than like 2 ETH or 3 at the most. 22. Oh, fuck. Trump was like, okay, yeah. Yeah, last year there was a lot of money to be made for sure. But dude, that guy probably spent 2 or 3, or let's even say 5 ETH. It's worth right now 22 fucking ETH. What a crazy thing. What a crazy thing. So you got, names like that coming out. He's not a big name, right? But Smoky Pipe's got a big old bag. Digital Oil has like 85 million tokens. That's your biggest holder right there. Which is worth 85, 140 ETH. Wait. Hang on. I'm definitely mathing wrong here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, hang on. Definitely mathing wrong there. There we go. Okay, he's got 37 ETH worth. And he also got it cheap. I'm going to guess this dude threw in 10 ETH. I think he probably put in less than that, but we'll go with that. We'll say 10. It doesn't matter. He's up big. And now you got a guy with like this big vested interest in pumping the shit out of this thing, like really, really pushing it. He was fuddy at first. Also, not the best actor. Like super fuddy at first. So then he launched this whole side pool. It's why the Kongs had to migrate to a new token. They didn't lock it. You could set up your own side pool with it. So he had set up a side pool, fudded the Kongs, said they're taking 10%. Fuck them, right? And he didn't like the undercutting the floor part of DEATHSTR, but he set up his own pool. It still had fees on it. It had almost the same amount of fees. Kongs or DEATHSTR had 10% fees. His had 9% fee. The difference is he kept all of those fees on his pool, all of them, which he should. GG's. But he tricked people into thinking that, it's different, better, whatever. He was making money on that, like a fuck ton of money. But either way, now he's like one of the biggest supporters of DEATHSTR. Good shit. And this is what I like, coming out and kind of making it right. I dig that. I dig people coming out and saying they got it wrong, which everybody's doing that. I mean, everybody's starting to do it. And also nobody's talking about it. Like, he's talking about it. Warner's talking about it. We'll talk a little Warner. Barath, some dude. There's another big account who also fudded it, who's now coming out saying very positive stuff about it. It's just what people got to do now. It's working. It's really, really working. And then like on Warner, he didn't like it at first either. Most people didn't like it. bought it kind of as like he's saying, as a joke and to support Henry. And the more people get to know the Henry, the more they're going to want to support him. He's just awesome. He's just the best, right? And then they realize it fucking works. Then they realize they were wrong about it and probably were just being emotional about it. All they heard is 20%. It's undercutting your floor 20% and 20%. It's just gonna, thought it would kill floors. Well, it doesn't. If this is directed at the wrong project, it will kill their floor for sure. But if they're smart and picking the right projects that have volume, have like a community that'll buy, dude, it works. And it's fucking awesome. So now you got guys like Warner supporting it, tweeting about it. I'm trying to remember the other guy's name, though. I might have bookmarked it, but, the guy's not talking about it still. Like Farouk, Tyler, OSF, Mando, will. I don't know if they will, but I think at some point they have to, if this keeps working. If it keeps working well, like actually kind of pushing NFT floors up, kind of like they mostly are flat, but people front run it, right? So the floors pump first. And it brings all kinds of liquidity to the collection, too. They sold over 400 NFTs. Actually, I wonder how high now. Almost 500 NFTs have been sold through this. So it's bringing volume to these collections. And at some point, the guys who do love NFTs and collect them and cover them, and at some point, they're going to talk about it. They're going to have to. Like, it's unavoidable. When those rich guys, when those guys are talking about it, well, then others start paying attention. Doesn't mean they're going to buy, but you definitely are going to you won't be able to avoid it. You'll have to at least talk about it and just say, okay, like credit where credit's due. Like it's working. It's pretty cool. This has got, I think, because of that, a ton of upside. The thing that changed this, I wasn't as bullish on this at the start, like at all. I wasn't, but it's also because the mechanics were different at the start. And there's a big reason why this is working so well, which is, okay, when this started and why I don't think I was ever fuddy, but I didn't think it would work long term. I thought it would kind of like that first day or two. I thought that was kind of it. Because when it first started, right, buys an NFT, relist the NFT 20% lower, that money goes back into the chart, 10% of it. Well, hang on. No, all the NFT money goes back into the chart when they sell it. Yeah. It used to be the Kong's team that did that, and the money goes back to the chart, right? They changed that to holders. Well, I should say DEATHSTR stakers are the ones who get to buy them at that discounted price, at that 20%. Like, the team sells them to DEATHSTR stakers. So the Kong's team or DEATHSTR still buys the NFT, and then it sells it 20% lower, but not on the market. They sell it to holders. I'm like, well, that changes everything, man. That changes everything. That means everybody who's playing this, if you hit, you are in guaranteed profit just on that NFT, just on the NFT. But man, if you keep hitting these over and over and over, Digital Oil said he's making 0.3 ETH a day on this. 0.3 ETH a day. Because he's got so much, right? So he's hitting those, he's winning those raffles, dumps the thing right into bids. 0.3 ETH a day the dude's making. On top of his coins probably being up a lot. But that's what changed this thing. So I was in day one. I was in at a 2K market cap, 2K, 2 to 3K. And I was out, I think the first evening, right? Happy with that. It was at like a 1 mil market cap, 1.2, somewhere right, in that range. But they changed the mechanics after that. And again, that's what is bringing more people in, that you get to eat. You get to fucking eat. You buy those NFTs, you sell them, you keep the difference. And I got to do one yesterday, which was cool. So I got to like feel how it works, right? So got one of these, the other side, other deed thing, right? So got it for like 0.062, 0.064, and dumped it right into a bid for like 0.075. It's not much, right? But it's like, it's an instant automatic win. It's just that. And you're just hoping your token isn't going down, and so far it hasn't. There's a point where it will, but are we there? Kind of don't think so, man. I kind of don't think so. I think there's a lot of life ahead of this thing. I think there's a lot of people who start coming in, especially because they lowered the barrier to entry, man. Used to be you had to stake 1 million coins to get in that raffle. They lowered it to 200K, which is what? Let's see what that is. but 200K now to get in these raffles. So 0.5 ETH. It's not bad. It's still kind of pricey. I wonder if they lowered this to like 0.15 or something like that. If this would, like, 0.15 would be spicy. They'll keep lowering it too as they need to. Like, they're just chewing through the supply. They're at what? 27% of the supply burned. At some point, people are going to be like, it's too expensive to get in, or like the odds aren't good enough. They'll have to figure that out at some point. But I'll tell you, man, they've got some interesting plans. Okay, so in VC last night, we were talking about this. Henry said GVC is chatting with him. GVC, Good Vibes Club, wants DEATHSTR to target them. Like, projects now want this pointed at their collection. So GVC wants it pointed at them. I think that's going to be incredible marketing if they decide to do it, if Kongs decide to do it, right? Because right now they pick the target. They curate the list, and DEATHSTR holders vote on the project that's going to get targeted. But at any point, Kongs could say, we're picking this season, which is like a day, right? If they pick GVC, we know GVC's got those like wealthy collectors. They got volume. They got all the things you need for it. I think that'd be a big old event. And I was telling Henry last night, would be badass if you like market that as like the like they're like the Rebel Alliance and they're taking on the Empire. And like you should do all kinds of like videos and like memes and like just push the marketing on that. Cause I think that'd be spicy. I think that would work really well. Really fucking well. So I hope they do it. The only thing, and I as of right now, I don't think they should, right? GVC wants them to point it at not OpenSea, right? So when DEATHSTR buys the NFT, right now it buys it from OpenSea, right? It buys a floor NFT and then relists it 20% lower. They want Kongs to point DEATHSTR at their at the GVC at Good Vibes Club strategy listed NFTs, which are 20% above the floor. I kind of think that's shitty. I think that's a bad deal, right? They want DEATHSTR to not buy floor NFTs. They want them to buy NFTs that are listed 20% higher, meaning if you win the raffle, there's no upside for you. There's none. You're getting it. It's listed 20% higher, so you buy it. So you're basically buying a floor NFT. There's no, you dump that in the bids, you lose money. So I don't know. I think like in VC, everyone's on the same page. Why would you do that deal? What's in it for Kongs at that point? It's good for GVC. You get all this like volume on their like 20% overpriced NFTs. Of course they want that. But no, there's a middle ground here. It shouldn't be pointed at the 20% higher NFTs. Point it at the floor. Let it work like normal. It needs to be treated like a cool event. And if they do that, it's gonna be good for both sides. Both sides will cook. I think so, but it's an experiment. But here's the thing, right? If they do that, just more eyeballs. And like I was saying, like the Tylers aren't talking about it. They're not covering. He doesn't cover it in his newsletter. He hasn't yet. Well, if they pointed at GVC, he's going to, right? So reason I'm not selling now, and by the way, I did sell before. I've bought back in. I bought back in at like a 1.7 or 8 mil market cap. Because I saw it. I'm like, okay, no, this has got a lot of room still. Reason I haven't sold yet is because we haven't hit that moment. We haven't hit that moment where like the big names in NFTs or, kind of like our crypto Twitters, they're not talking about it yet. They're not. And I bet they're going to. That's my bet. I'm not selling now because I bet they're going to talk about it. So they do this little, mini event season with GVC. They're all going to talk about it. When they get Uniswap working, where this can reach a bigger audience too, look out, like different potential. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I want to sell now. I don't think I want to sell soon. I think there's too much upside here. I think there's too much upside here. Oh, shit. There was another point. Hang on. Let me see if I can remember. There was something else. Oh. Right? Because they can play with the strategy and how it works, right? Right? They can tweak stuff. They can. Look, the only reason they don't point this at like Pudgy Penguins. Oh, and by the way, I think they'll point it at Lil Pudgies soon. I just have a feeling. If this can get enough volume, they'll point it at Lil Pudgies. Right now they're focused on cheaper NFTs because like they only buy back with the 10% of the fees or 9% of the fees they're making. So like to buy like a pudgy penguin, it's $8,000, right? They need to do like 80,000, a little more than 80,000 in volume to buy one. To buy one pudgy penguin, they got to get like 80,000 in volume. Hang on. Am I mathing right there? No. Yeah? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, around there, 85,000. So 85,000 in trading volume on the token means it buys just one pudgy penguin. It's not enough to get the thing rolling, right? You need like, yeah, either need cheaper collections or you need a lot more volume. But that's where this gets so fucking cool. If this takes off, if it gets more volume, well, all of a sudden, okay, now you got a new problem. You pointed at the smaller, lower price collections. That's where you could crush them. That's where you could absolutely nuke their floor. So at that point, you point it to the big boys. At that point, you point it to a pudgy and you start telling people, dude, you're going to enter a raffle for a pudgy penguin 20% off that you wanted one and you just, 20% discount, you're in and you're keeping it, or dude, dump it right into the bids and you've just made $1,000. You know what I mean? Like it's that's going to get spicy. If it can do more volume, they can point it at a Bored Ape. If this can ever go silly, like really, really, really fucking stupid, right? If they can get it, like, if this thing really catches, they can point it right at CryptoPunks. Point it right at CryptoPunks and same thing. They're going to need, well, what's a punk floor? What is the punk floor? Dude, I don't even know now. Like 70 grand, 80 grand. There they are. Punk floor is $60,000. Okay. Meaning you need like, again, kind of loose math, but like 600,000 in volume to buy one punk. But man, if they can ever have a couple, like if they can get on this, like if they can get that, if they can start getting 600,000 in volume, they can point it at punks. And then on the timeline, it's all this talk about, dude, enter a raffle to get a punk 20% off and keep it. Keep it 20% off punk. That's getting this thing. That's getting a punk for what? Hang on. I got to try to math here. I don't want to math. What, cheaper? Cheaper. A lot cheaper. And just dump it and keep the money. Or keep your punk. I don't know, man. I think it's so cool. I think it's so fucking cool. It's like 6 ETH off. So dump it and make that 6 ETH or whatever. Dude, it'll do some numbers if they can do that. But yeah, I think a long road to get there. But it's a great start. Thing's a week old. Hit, depending on how you're doing the market cap. Well, if you're going with burn, without burn, right? But it's hit what, 6 mil FDV? It's looking pretty fucking good. It's looking pretty fucking good. So where are we at? Let me see what we're at now. Okay. When I bought back in, I bought back half an ETH. I bought half an ETH up to 1.3 now. Only thing I'd be tempted to do is take my initials out again and ride, but I don't know. I already locked in my profits, right? I think I'm just gonna ride at this point. Mythics are next. Okay, good shit. So Moonbird, let's peek at Mythics. And when does that start? That starts, dude, that starts in just an hour. So let's peek at Mythics. Mythics are 0.14. So they're like double as expensive as the other deeds, but what kind of volume? Hang on, where's our 24-hour volume? Oh, fuck it. Let's just go to activity. This will be a good one. And I think people are front running this thing. Boom, boom. Okay. Yeah, I think people are front running it. They're going to push the floor up a bit. Are they actually? No, it's pretty. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, this is what's kind of interesting here. when they get on that list and when it's looking like they're going to be targeted, people start sweeping the floor ahead of that, right? Still, DEATHSTR is going to buy from the floor. So you make your 20% if you somewhere around there, 10%, 20% buying ahead of time. So then technically when DEATHSTR is buying it, or when person buys it from DEATHSTR, they win the raffle, they're basically getting it at the floor price it was just the day before. But yeah, there we go. They're at 0.14 in an hour. DEATHSTR targets it. They got volume though. They got volume. This is going to work again. So my only worry now is when does a guy like Digital Oil, when does he start when he senses it's drying up, he's going to start slowly getting out. There's not much liquidity in this thing, 200K in liquidity. When he senses it's drying up, he's going to start kind of working his way out. And I would imagine he's done it to a point, but maybe not. Maybe he still feels like it's worth having all those raffle spots. And especially if his if his cost to get in was low enough, he might be riding free already, to be honest. So let's see. Weekend lower volume. Let's see if that, if that keeps us a little flatter, but I don't know. There's this pattern always of after a vote, there's a dump, right? People who had staked their tokens, you have to stake your tokens to vote. So people unstake. So far, every single day it's been up. So people unstake, take their profits, and there's a lot of people looking to get bigger bags. So it's exactly what you're seeing here. People unstaking, dumping their bags. There are guys who are in early that never stake, but just taking some profits. And right every single time, almost right away, you got people into support. It's looking pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. So I'm not buying anymore, but I don't think I'm selling, man. Too fucking spicy, dude. Anyway, GG's to Henry. He fucking crushed it. Oh, there's Roto. Again, you got some bigger names out there who are really getting it. Really fucking getting it. I don't know if he was a fudder. Oh, yeah, he was. He was. Roto's saying performing better than 99% of Twitter expected, including him. I'm in that 99% too. I'm right there. I didn't think it would do this well. When Henry told me about this months ago, dude, I love it. It's it's clever. It's fun. It's all that shit. But I'm I just don't think people are going to buy something that's they're going to feel like it's an attack on them. I'm I don't think they're going to buy it. But this is why nobody feels like they don't feel like it's a threat. And because they're letting the holders buy those discounted NFTs. That's why it's working so well. Man, it's fucking great. I'm so happy for Henry. And I'm happy for the Kongs, Happy for everybody in Kongs. Dude, just in general though, NFTs are looking pretty awesome. They are. I know everyone hates them. People that hate them loved them at one point, man. People hate them because there's not the 0.07 mint to an ETH overnight. It's not that anymore. But man, if there's not wins every day now, right? I mean, damn near every day there's something. And I saw even my buddy Confusion, who's great at fucking rage bait, and he tweeted out people are celebrating 0.005 to 0.01, and he's right. But also, you do that times 50, and it's pretty sweet. Dude, there's a lot of wins in NFTs right now. Normies look great. These were, I forget the mint price. If they weren't free, and I don't think they were dirt cheap. 0.00, we'll even say 5. But normies are at 10x, if not more. Just in a few days there. We saw some of those mega ETH collections do great. There's glitch bunnies. Cheapo mints, not a ton of volume, but there's not many people here, man. There's so few people here. So the wins are kind of easy right now. Del Mundo's, of course, got to 0.15. And I like those a lot more than I used to, There's there's some really, really great action in NFTs. I would not be ignoring them, man. I get it if you just don't enjoy NFTs anymore, but if you're looking for If you do like it, if you like collecting, great time to collect. If you like profits, man, everyone I know that's trading NFTs right now is making money. Love that, man. Hell yeah. Yeah. Pretty much I mean, look, maybe people aren't sharing their losses, but I think everyone I know is making money. And this has been going on for a couple months. I know, Cat's right. Just how it works, but go figure. How are we looking? I'm gonna check some of my bags. Right, grab some normies at 0.016, 0.015 to 0.018. I grabbed 3 of them. These guys, if I list on the floor, I'm even, maybe down like 0.01 total. I actually think these will do well. I don't want to sell them now because I think Mega ETH will have its moment. I know it's slow, right? I know their TGE feels like it's forever off. Maybe it is, but I think there's gonna be a moment where Mega ETH has its time, and I would rather have some bags, like some exposure to Mega ETH when that happens. So, we'll keep those. Definitely keep those. What's up, cutie? Let's see. Down on the Nakamigo. Actually, no, I think probably even there. Down on the Wrecked guy. It's funny, the price tier things are what I'm down on. Up on the pendulum. These are, yeah, I still think these are pretty interesting. I don't love the art, but 0.05 mint to 0.3 floor, and there's enough volume there. There's enough volume. Yeah, I mean, there's some decent sales there, so I'm not looking to keep that fucking thing. But hell, I wouldn't mind 0.3 right now for it. Anyway, there's some great shit. There's some great shit going on. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, genuine undead. Look, they've been around for a while. I don't know. Henry sent that to me. I didn't buy it. And when I get sent something, I can't sell it, so it's just gonna sit in my wallet forever. Well, I feel like the artist from this collection did like an ancient bat, like with the crypto bats. I feel like there was a connection there, and I can't remember if that's totally true, but good guys, good guys, like good people. I like pixel art. I don't love this collection, but good guys that are just here doing their fucking thing for years now. So that's cool. Happy to hold and support and all that good shit. NFTs just feel really good right now. Until they don't, by the way, because it'll come to a screeching halt. Fuck, man, we got to do something about Flying Tulip. That's got to go. That's got to go. I think it's starting to skew the numbers too much. Oh shit! Reminder. Okay, hang on. I got to peek, dude. I got to peek at some of those. Cutie, you talking about genuine undeads? Look, there's some cool collections over on base right now that I'm definitely tracking. The OK Computers. It's like an on-chain like terminal website. You can build like an on-chain app, like really lightweight app, but like there's agents that are doing stuff with this. So like to play in the agent meta, watching those. Watching DX Terminal though. DX Terminal is going to do a thing this week. These are yet another agent that trades, and none of them have done well. Somebody's going to end up doing well. So watching these minted months ago, and then next week, I think you can launch tokens, and then these guys will trade it. It's like 40,000 of these things. Really, really? Okay. Iraq, what's Mason's connection to Genuine Undead? Is he on the team there? I thought like Mason was connected to them. So hang on, did the artist make his bag and then he left? That's wild, dude. Um, so yeah, watching those. Um, I don't think well, I don't know if these are gonna do anything crazy, but like bassist retweeting these and like what's his name? The artist behind Gremlins or Gremlin himself, right? From Cryptodes. He either made this art or he was like art director. Like Gremplin's involved with this project too. So like I'm watching this. Okay, okay. So Mason was on the team. Got it. That's the connection. And so then I met Mason a few years back. Then that has to be it. Interesting. Yeah, Mason's cool. Um, let's see. We talked some Magic Eden yesterday and the Ordinals and how I think they're going bye bye. I don't know. Ordinals feel interesting right now because of that. Look at everybody buying, right? I think that news is starting to get out if it's true, and I think it's true, but that Magic Eden is going to delist, is going to get rid of Ordinals and runes. And so I think there's people who know that and are front running some of this stuff. Why? I think there's another platform that's going to pop up. I'm not sure. I don't know exactly what's happening, but I think it's something like that. So Ordinal's up. Definitely want some more. I mean, that's my goal. It's just stack sense. That's a big goal of mine. Got it. Who's J? Do you know JT's name? I'm just trying to like see if a name like clicks. And I'm like, I'm trying to remember the crypto bats connection. JT, JT. Cosmos. This is going back a while, but I know OpenSea wanted to, and I'm trying to remember who. I'm trying to remember who was like. There was somebody in the Ordinals community. It might have been like Butoshi or some. No, maybe not him. There was somebody in Ordinals who was telling OpenSea, "Hey, reach out to me," and like they were connecting to it, at some point. OpenSea is going to integrate them. Like pretty sure. Like always on the timeline, they said they wanted to and whatever. They will. I'm pretty sure they will. In the meantime, I think somebody from the Ordinals community is going to launch a marketplace. But yeah, that Magic Eden change should probably be coming soon. So Leonidas is trying to sell a 1,000 edition Ordinals PFP collection. Like not sell it to people like to us, but he's trying to sell it to somebody else who wants to like steward the project. Good luck. I don't know, man. Sub 100K. I don't think matters. Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens to this. If Adam bought a great, did he buy one? That's cool. I mean, Adam buys everything now and he's just supporting, so I wouldn't read much into that. Yeah, dude. Cosmos. All right, so we got to hope it's March 31st or 30th, that's I think that's what's going to happen. Right? Whatever that day is that they announced that like web that stream whatever it is they're doing. I mean, I think token drops that day. And I hope they do it the right way. I hope it's not a claim. I hope they just airdrop it and somebody's one day, it'll never happen, but recreate SOS. That was the fucking best day ever. That's probably a thing that never happens again. Well, maybe next time, maybe next cycle. OpenSea, yeah. I think it's happening on March 30th. Like they didn't say March 30th is TGE, but they did not say Q1's not happening, and they announced a stream or like a big like event on March 30th. So I think they're going to do TGE there. So yeah, let's find it. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. This I'm pretty sure this is TG. Join us March 30th for a live event, major updates on what we've been building and where we're headed. That feels like the right place to like, yeah, drop the token, start OpenSea, Whatever they're doing next. Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's coming. I think we're a month off. So yeah, it's happening. I hope we get a payday. I hope. I'm not look, based on the rewards from like chests and stuff, not expecting much, man. Like not much at all. What's up, Mesh? Good to see you, man. Dude, we still have like abstract token coming eventually. Like that. I don't know. Do you guys think abstract's gonna survive? Because you know what? Okay, I don't think Luca wants to take any big L. But at some point, if they can't get traction on abstract, like what's it cost to keep that thing running? At some point, does Luca pull the plug on abstract and they don't even get to TGE? You know what I mean? Saves themselves like a lot of like really bad marketing, like just bad publicity, and just kill it. Just not even do TGE. Just say abstract was an experiment, didn't make it, focused on Pangu Pudgies, all that stuff. Yeah. Dude, I forgot about that E-Rock that GVC was going to mint on abstract. Thank God they didn't, dude. You're right. Dude. It would be a whole different story with GVC. Or like, to be honest, maybe it'd be a different story for abstract if they did. But right, I think they heard enough from collectors. They're like, I won't mint it if it's on abstract. So maybe not. Nice, Hoods. Funny, dude, Hoods. I launched a mind yesterday. I launched a mine yesterday that writes code and like generative art, and so it gives me the code, and then I like will compile it in some like I'm not a dev, so I don't know, but like just fucking playing, just playing. It's pretty cool. Yeah, we got to talk some AI stuff. So much, there's so much LARPing, dude, in AI. Okay, hey, Death and Taxes is in 2 days. This collection will do decent. I'm not sure how well it'll do, but I think it's going to do pretty decent, man. Like, Modest is great. By the way, I need more caffeine. Holy shit. Yeah, I think it's going to do all right. Modest is awesome. Great art. Fucking great artist. Very cabal-y. I think it should do as well as, like, those normies. Was it normies or normals? I think it should do as well as that. There's a scenario where it does better. Like, I mean, I'm minting it for sure. For sure. But so if you have those Mementos NFTs, you can swap one. You get a free mint. You burn one memento, you get a free mint here. It comes with like a free pass. Like you have to pay a daily tax to keep your NFT alive, basically. So you get like one free pass and you get one free like audit where you can like audit somebody else. And if they don't pay or haven't paid, they're knocked out of the game. It's a cool game. Last 69 people standing like share the pool at the end, like a treasury. But the art's great. Like I'm minting it because it's Modest. Like just great artist. Sub Confusion. Oh man, I'm so bummed tomorrow. I'm excited about the Knights of the Seven Kingdom finale, but I'm bummed it's like done. It's such a good show, man. It's so good. It's so good. And I've been like, I rewatched it again. I'm like, is it good because everything else is so shit? And because I want good Game of Thrones, or was it like good? And I rewatched it. I'm like, dude, it's so good. It's like so well done, and it's so like subtle, and it's like the writing's great, the acting's great, the story's like it's great. It's a great show, dude. Better the second time, right? I think it's better the second time you watch it. It's so good. It deserves the scores it's getting, and I think like if they can keep up this pace, it'll like, dude, they might be in the midst of like a whole new Game of Thrones like show that's as great, like a cultural event, that everybody's watching. They might be into they might be heading to that. It's that good. House of Dragons is weird, dude. It's entertaining, but it always feels, it's hard to describe, man. House of Dragons is worth watching. And you're always left like feeling like they should have done this and they missed it here, and it could have been so much more. House of Dragons should be so much more. It's worth a watch, dude. But like House of Dragons feels like it wants to be old school Game of Thrones, And then it just always falls short. It falls short like almost every episode. And there's really good episodes too. There's really good stuff that happens. And then it gets you excited for the next episode. And then the next episode's either a dud or it's just like, again, it's always like, it's almost like every episode's like a 7 out of 10, right? You're like, it's good, but, and then here and there, you've got like a 9. But, you know, it's worth watching. God, I love that show. So I think the missus and I think we're just gonna rewatch the whole episode 1 through 5 and then get ready for tomorrow, man. I saw Punch. Yeah, dude. I've been following Punch with my daughter, and I saw Punch got a hug yesterday, dude. Good for Punch. Punch is adorable, man. What's the coin up to? Whoops, Punch. Hang on. What's the coin up to now? Here, let's peek. Last I saw yesterday was like 29 mil. I'm not buying. Although Punch could be 100 mil. Yeah, wow, 31. Punch has got, I mean, Punch is like Mudang. Punch could be $100 million coin and right in the right market, way higher. But Punch is like, yeah, he made a friend. But he made a friend 3 days ago and then he got attacked the next day. It's great. It's a great story. This is like, this could be $100 million coin. So what? There's a 3x in it. Cool. I'll tell you what, if I'm rolling the dice on a 3x right now, I'm rolling the dice on this because I think this is the potential for more than a 3x. Although, good time to say there's a big. Okay. Oh, dude, English nailed it. That is the perfect way to put it. Yeah. That's perfect. What's up, Luna? Good morning, man. Perfect way to put it. Game of Thrones for women. Yeah. It's got some great shit in it, but mostly it's like, Hey, happy birthday, man. Luna, what are you, like 32? 34? You're young, but like 34 doesn't sound young, but it is. I think you're like 30-ish. For real, dude? E-Rock, you think House of Dragon is elite? I want to love it. And again, there's moments that are awesome. 36, dude. Wow. I mean, 36 is young. You could pass for like in your 20s, like late 20s, easily. Dude, English. Knight of the Seven Kingdom is elite. You're gonna watch the first. Somebody put out the perfect like process. Everybody happens. You watch the first episode, and you're like, I don't hate it. Like, not bad. And you watch the next episode, you're like, okay, all right. And then you watch the next one, and you're like, oh wow, I like this. And you get to the next one, you're like, oh my god, holy shit. And then you get to the one was last week, you're like, oh my god, this is excellent. Like, this is fucking awesome. It's like everybody has that progression. Every episode gets better. And the one last week, E-Rock, keep going. First episode is just like, it's fine. You're like, eh. You're like, I'll keep watching. And you're like, it's a different tone, so I'm going to see where they go with this. But when they get to episode 2, it does that better. And then by 3 is where it's going to hook you. By 3, you're like, oh, fuck. And then by the time you get to 5, when you see 5, you'll be like, oh, I didn't know, guys. When you get to the last episode, number 5, and then finales tomorrow, when you get to 5, you'll be like, I didn't know. It is last episode is one of the best episodes of Game of Thrones, period. You put it up against any of the best episodes of old school Game of Thrones, like Red Wedding and like any of the other ones. It's as good as any of them. And if you said you liked it better, it's fair. Like, it was that good. It's fucking great. Great show. And then, yeah, House of Dragons just has its moments. And also, House of Dragons got fucked by like the like Writers Guild strike or something. So they got fucked. Like, the way House of Dragons season 3 is going to start is how season 2 is supposed to end. Big old fucking battle, right? Season 2 ended, it was like a dud. WandaVision was cool, man. Yeah. But you know what's crazy? WandaVision ends up being like really good, right? Like, just good, really good, whatever. And then House or Night of the Seven Kingdom ends up, and we'll see tomorrow, but it ends up with 5 being like not just good, not just really good. It ends up being like, oh, we might be doing one of these like special series, like one of the, where you get like a phenomenal series that everyone watch, like a Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones or whatever, like where it's like everybody in the world talks about it. Night of the Seven Kingdom might end up being one of those. Fair. Night of the Seven Kingdom might end up being one of those. If it keeps doing what it did the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks, even 5, 4, 3. If it keeps doing what it did the last 3 weeks, it's going to be one of those. God damn, it's so good. It's on HBO. Oh, so they renewed it though. So Night of the Seven Kingdoms renewed, and it's going to come out every year. It's not going to be like wait 2 years between seasons. It's going to be an annual show. So we get a new season next year. They're already filming it, and the year after, and the year after, and it's going to get fucking great. If they can make them a little longer too, because they're like 35 minutes. If they can get these to close to an hour, dude. If an hour makes it not as good though, keep it 30. Like it's so good. The tone is awesome. I hope this isn't spoilery. I don't think it is. I'll just say this. If you watch episode 1 and it's like the tone you don't love, like it always has a little charm like episode 1 has, but the tone gets more Game of Thronesy. So I think that helps. That's what's up. I love Luna. Luna's got no quitting him, man. Luna got knocked out and he's right back up fucking fighting. Badass. I love that. Never watched The Witcher, dude. Never watched it. I kind of want to, and also kind of don't care, but I hear it's good. Yeah. Dude, I'm gonna need a show after. I'm gonna need a show after. Night of the Seven Kingdom is done. Kind of. Maybe I'll do Severance, or maybe I'll do. What's the Breaking Bad person's new show? Forget what that one's called on Apple TV. Also, that new Star Wars trailer looked like looked fine, but it's like So, all right, let's do a little AI. Actually, hang on. Do we have anything else? Some Luca stuff, whatever. I mean, I'm bullish like Luca is on NFTs. Actually, I'll just say this. Exactly what he says about Pudgies. I think he's right. I'm not convinced he's right about Pudgies being the one. Could be. He could be. He totally could be. But I do think NFTs, this is what we're doing. All right, let's check the new Claude update. Shit's getting awesome, man. I gotta get Claude going, man. Right? Like I really want OpenClaw set up. I do. So I'm playing with Minds, but I feel like I want to connect a Mind to something. But also, we're starting to get Minds connected to a lot more. So they're gonna start doing a lot more. And let's see. I'll do a little shill because I do love them. Yatsu was talking about Minds because they're using it. Animoca's using it. Animoca's pushing, and I think I'm behind the scenes I know, but I think they're going to be pushing them a lot more. Here's Yat in an interview with Bitcoin.com, and he's talking about Minds. He's talking about them, and when people pay to keep using them, they buy Swarm. Swarm is sitting at a 1.4 mil FDV. I'll just say this. I think like on my personal channel, I'll talk whatever, right? The last coin they pushed was Check, and that thing got to like, I want to say like, I can't remember if it was like 70 mil market cap and then like a couple hundred FDV, or if it was like 70 mil FDV. I can't remember. Either way, I know the 70 mil was there. I think it was the market cap. They still got motion, man. Okay. And I bought some Swarm. I really, really believe it. I really fucking believe it. I didn't buy Swarm with Copilot stuff, and I didn't buy it with that. And I still loved what we built, but I think the mines thing, the ethos swarm, I think different. Like money where my mouth is, and actually want more. All right, let's play this. Big Claude update. What is this? Claude code on desktop can preview your running apps, review your code, handle CI failures. I don't know what that is. What's CI failure? And PRs in the background. All right, let's see. And then we got a cool example of what this girl is doing with OpenClaw. And like, I think people are gonna look at it and be like, "So what?" And I got some thoughts on that because the "so what" is kind of like the big point. All right, let me play this. Tell me if it's too loud. I hope it's okay. Okay, we like get the gist. That's badass. Also makes me want to play Eugenics. It's badass. It is. And I still think this year is going to be like watershed moment this year. I'll just keep saying exactly that. There's something's going to happen this year. Something's going to happen where like it clicks for everybody how they can use it, or it saves everybody time doing something. I think costs right now are kind of a problem. Also, LARPs are kind of a problem. I think right now to get the most out of that stuff, you have to be a dev. I think you have to be. Like I'm not. I'm definitely not a dev. And I'm not able to do, I think for me to do stuff that actually like impacts my day, like change, like actually full on changes my day, I think I need to be a dev, not to write code, because I know I can have Claude do that, or I can have Codex do that, right? I got to have my mind do that. It's not for that. It's for like the thought process. And it's for me to understand what pieces I need to connect together. And like, I also think it could tell me if I really spend time. But like these conversations I'm having, we'll say this, even behind the scenes, like with Animoca and our team, and the way they're talking about, well, hang on, you could have a mind do this. Like they'll say, "Hey, could you do this for me because I want to do whatever?" And we'll be like, "Well, yeah, but you could have your mind do this because," and like for them, it clicks right away. They're like, "Holy shit!" And for me, I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means. I don't know how that helps me. I don't know how I could explain that to somebody else. I don't know how I I think this stuff's a fucking game changer for devs. For a normal person, I'm not sure if it's there yet, and I think yet, but also I think I'm wrong. I do think this can help. I just think like you have to really want it, and I think you have to put in the work to make it help you. Again, I think devs have an easier time to get there. Yeah, I want to hear Gainesy's take on Alex Finn, because Alex Finn is a LARP, and also like just reading the comments here, and I want to hear the video. Just reading the comment here, the text, I'm like, I think it's like kind of a half silly take, right? Position to shill AI to the mainstream normies the same way they marketed crypto to normies. Yes. He's going to cash in hugely. It doesn't have to be intelligent or deliver anything. Again, yeah. I think that's true. And also, I think Alex Finn is real smart. I think he's really smart. Only to be doing what he's doing. Very intentional. He knows. He knows. He knows what he's doing. And it's really fucking smart. Because people are going to eat this up. And like, if you're a dev, I think you know what parts of it are LARPy and what parts are not. But if you're a normie, you don't. I think so many people still, and I think a lot in crypto Twitter have already realized how much is LARPy. And a lot of it, again, a lot of it's not the stuff you should be playing with and learning. And devs, I think, can see it clearly. Normies don't know. They're hearing like an Alex Finn video, and it's like, I have a company now run by AI. And a normie's like, oh shit, well, how? Because I've got the business idea. And they don't know that they can't do it, or it's going to take them weeks, if not months, and hundreds or thousands of dollars to actually get it working. But at that point, he's got him hooked. But yeah, let's see what he says. And then I'm going to show this, because this girl is putting out regular content talking about how she's using it. And these are the things that I'm like, okay, I think people are going to laugh at those examples, that it's ordering groceries for her in Instacart. I think you're like, so fucking what? And I'm like, dude, no. That's where this is going to click for people and where the magic is. But let's do the Gainsey take first.
I can't even hate Alex Finn. I think he will be magnitudes wealthier than I am. He will have magnitudes of my influence. He probably already does. And his impact, whether positive or negative, will be magnitudes larger than mine. And the way you have to view this is the same way that we would have viewed Moon Carl or Crypto or even BitBoy in 2017. See, in 2017, we were all not doxing. We were all more or less crypto purists. It's not as though we didn't touch reflinks. Reflinks just weren't like, advertising wasn't what we cared about. The sector was blowing up. Crypto was blowing up. Bitcoin had pulled like a 20x or something. Bybit wasn't yet a thing. Binance wasn't yet a thing. We traded on Poloniex and Bittrex. We thought we were late in 2017. We didn't dox. We were purists. We thought we were smart. We were buying up everything, and everything was running, and life was amazing. But then you had these people. You had and they were not large follower accounts at that time. They weren't. They were actually, one, they were very stupid, and two, they were low or mid.
I don't think I can.
You make fun of them because Moon Carl and Crypto moved to Dubai. Well, how do you make fun of that? Okay, they pay no taxes. Do you see how they live? They live in fucking mansions, the kind of mansion you will never in your life have. With supercars, the kind of car you will never in your life drive. And I'm not trying to sound like Andrew Tate here. Crypto, Moon Carl, BitBoy. The interesting thing about those three is you look at the amount of money they had at their peak versus their IQ. This is the big one. The amount of money they made versus how average they were. This is something that only happens in crypto as far as I'm aware. I think in 2017, the average IQ would have been about 105. So it's still slightly above average. And these people were the same IQ as
That's one of the craziest life lessons, and everybody realizes that at some point. Doesn't fucking matter how smart you are at all. At all. In fact, man, if you're just trying to get ahead, financially, you're trying to make it, it almost is better when you just are. It is better when you don't overthink things. It's man, fucking idea or goal, go. That's the shit. That's the people that make it. What matters is goal and your drive to get there and how quickly and direct you can get there. You know what I mean? It's that. It's the overthinking and having a brilliant idea and game plan and what, it doesn't fucking matter. It's how these fucking smooth brains make so much money, like he's saying here in crypto especially. That's how. It's being smart has nothing to do with success. It doesn't. It's just fucking being hungry and going for it. And the more you don't listen to anything and you just do the thing, I mean, man. So anyway, he's right. This video is cool. This video is really cool. Again, she did a video the other day where she has OpenClaw print papers for her. It presses the print button, right? Digitally. And that's the big win. Also, she's always breastfeeding in these videos. But that's what it does. And you're like, fucking whatever. But nope.
OpenClaw meets ordering groceries. We order from Instacart. I would love to.
Is she doing these videos breastfeeding on purpose? Is that you know what I mean? Is she doing that because it's because now I paused and I'm talking about it?
Get to the store more, but I'm pretty homebound sometimes with all the babies. And I realized I could invite my OpenClaw Claire to Instacart. There's a family option, a family cart option, and she can go in and actually make carts for me. How does she know what I like? Well, when I invited her to the account, the first thing I had her do was download my whole history and make basically charts and like visualizations of everything I order. Net, I order a lot of bacon. I learned things about myself in this process, but she knows what my historical ordering patterns are. She also then goes and looks at my calendar. This is a weekly con job.
By the way, it's like a lot of so what's, right? Like, hang on.
In my calendar, she can tell whether we're traveling, whether we have guests, something else that would alter our grocery, needs. She takes all that into account and she goes in on Monday afternoons and she makes a full cart of groceries. She pings me to go review it. I go review it. I'm on week 3 of her putting all the groceries into the Instacart cart. Throughout the week, I can have like an idea like, hey, I would love more potatoes, or give her something that I know I want. So I can still like influence it, but then she actually goes and makes the cart, which I know sounds kind of small, but I think I spend 20 or 30 minutes a week easy just doing that process of like putting things in the cart and things like that, double checking. Then I go in and press order. Next week, I'm going to have her press order. So she's actually in my real Instacart account. So she actually can order groceries. But I started her out as a trial of me ordering. Next week, I'm just going to get groceries showing up. It's going to be my open claw, deciding what I eat.
All right. Huh. Okay. So like it orders groceries, so what? And also, yeah, so what? Like, so what? We're going to end this conversation with still so what for right now. Man, if this does save her 20 minutes a week or 30 minutes a week, it's only going to be a so what for a very short amount of time until she figures out the next thing it does that also saves her 15 or 20 or 30 minutes a week. And then there's going to be a next thing that she figures out that saves her 15, 20, 30 minutes a week. And the next thing, it's going to keep stacking. It's going to keep stacking the things it does. And then it's going to start doing more where now it knows how to do this and it knows about her because it's doing that. And like she was saying, it knows, like, because it's plugged into her calendar, it knows like context, like where she is and like the things that can plan out because of that. Well, when it's doing the groceries and it knows the context and schedule, and then things it learns as she's chatting with it about, the groceries and being aware there, or what. And then there's another thing that it's doing that it also knows about those things, the schedule and the groceries. And then again, what's the other thing? I don't know. But the next thing that it also is doing that's saving her time, and then it also is getting context from these things that might not matter 99% of the time, but that 1% of the time where it does matter is where that becomes like this game changer. This is where AI is going to start serving you up stuff you didn't know you needed, but AI is aware of so many things at once and it knows so much about you that all of a sudden it starts serving you up things. You're like, well, fuck, man. I didn't ask for that, but wow. Okay. That saves me 10 hours this week. Or that means I need to go look into this. I didn't even know that exists. And you'll just keep having wins like that stacking up over and over and over. Now, where this gets like kind of problematic. So we keep hearing that there's gonna be like this big divide. People who like use AI and like stay poor forever, and people who have money and they get richer than ever. And like, I think she's where that line is, where she's on that using it stays rich. You have to have money to use these things. Right now you do. And I don't know that, I mean, I guess they have to get cheaper, but I still kind of struggle to see that. Like all these products are losing money. They're so expensive. They're so expensive to run. The cognition is so expensive, right? But like, you have to have money to be using it right now to check out your groceries. And like, man, if you don't have money, you're not even using Instacart. You're going to the store and you're putting in all that time yourself. You're not spending, you're not paying the extra to have the convenience. You're not. This is that divide happening right in front of us. She's going to get ahead. And Gigi's like, by the way, that's fucking great. She's going to get ahead. She's going to use this. She's going to find all these quality of life improvement things. She'll find things that can do then for her to make money. Meanwhile, somebody who doesn't have, like, is not techie, doesn't get how to prompt these things, which is most people don't know how to prompt them. I'm not good at prompting. That is happening right now. And that, to me, when I watch that, that is the first thing that hit me. I'm like, that is the perfect example of somebody who's just trying and playing and whatever is going to get so much further ahead than people who are not. That simple. She didn't even have to like, she didn't even have to like build a business with the thing and, like find it as a money-making thing. She just has to use it for productivity or just to be helpful. And just her staying current with it is going to put her ahead of everybody else who is not touching it. I don't know, man. Scary shit's coming. Reminds me of the Black Mirror episode where they downloaded the girl's soul into a podcast to control everything about her own life. Did I see that? I feel like I've seen that. But yeah. I just think what it's doing there, the Instacart thing is awesome. I think that's awesome. I do think that saves you time. I do. But again, I just keep putting that with when you're talking to it, it's not just about the Instacart thing and your groceries. It's the little stuff that you're saying in the meal. It's like, oh, I would normally get this, but I'm doing a diet this week, so I'm going to try like more fucking protein or whatever. Well, okay. Then it doesn't just know about, adjusting things for your cart. It knows that you focus on health stuff, right? It knows that you've tested this diet thing. So it might suggest to you a different kind of food you hadn't thought of. It might start telling you stuff nothing related with food. It might start telling you studies about like weight loss or muscle gain or whatever. It's just, again, as you're having the conversations, anything you say, anything that's related or even unrelated, it then knows and remembers, and it starts giving you other things. Like the more you use it, the more it opens up what they can do. So I've had those experiences using Minds where I'm talking to it and it suggests a thing. And like MJ, who I don't know if watches the weekend streams, but watches the weekday ones. He said exactly what I was saying, where at some point it comes to you with something you didn't ask for, didn't know you needed, but you get it and you're like, well, fuck, man, I'm glad I know that now. I needed that. And they're going to do that. Shocking, right? It's crazy how much it's all at a big loss. I mean, I think we know that. I think everyone knows, but yeah, shit's crazy expensive. The episode is White Christmas. I am 99% sure I've seen that. Pretty fucking sure. God, the AI stuff's awesome, man. It is. It's fucking awesome. It's really, really cool. It's really fun. And it's like, I think you got to be using it. I think you have to be. It's like, can you afford to use it, though, is the question. Do you have the time to put it in? Do you have the money to put in? And that's the biggest challenge. Why are corkies selling? Okay, what else? Dude, the Olympics are fucking awesome. The Olympics are fucking awesome. That figure skater girl who's now becoming this like political thing is silly. What else? Did you guys see the girl who got kicked in the eye with a skate at the Olympics? It's not that gory. It's not gory at all, but that could have been so fucked up. Hang on, let's just scroll for a minute. What else is going on? How far ahead is Iran? Like, I think the bombs start flying today, man. But it's got to be nighttime, right? Okay. I bet you, just friendly bet over war. It's probably going to start in the next couple hours, right? I'm going to make that bet. I think that's it. If those stories are real, if they evacuated bases, if they're getting those meals, it's got to be soon. I think it's what did it for me was Trump's comment yesterday. It was something like, hope we can get a deal, whatever. It's something he said before, but like, I just read into it. The way he said it was like, it's coming. It's like now. What is this shit? The meme coin casino's closing. Welcome to the attention economy. I think this is going to be stupid. Okay, and this is a big shill post. Yeah, I'm not even going to. Nope. Hang on. Did Zankin mint a new piece? No, that doesn't look new. No, that's not new. But why did Zankin say Great news also comes. Oh, it is a new mint. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. If we got a new Zancan mint, let's see. Okay, maybe it's live, maybe it's not. I'm always minting Zancan. Always minting Zancan. One day that might age well. I'm less convinced now. Like he's just he doesn't have the time for the space, and you can't. You gotta have the fucking time. Newest. Okay. Maybe this is not minted yet. It's gonna be in the Lush Temples. If I read that right, that there's a new mint. So it'll be in this collection. God, I love his art though. He's so good. He's so awesome. It looks like some of his old shit, but what's new about it? Some of the let's see. Where is that goddamn tweet? All right, gotta find this. This is way too fucking important. Okay, great news also comes. Okay, hang on. With the launch of Blockfort's Swiss digital art fortress, professional galleries and institutions can securely store and manage Tezos NFTs. Cool. I gotta double check. Is this actually new? This looks like one of his old things. I don't know. But the piece I'm thinking of that it looks like is not in the Lush Temples. So, I mean, I just try to collect everything I can of him. So I gotta find this. Yeah, that's this. Okay, I'm an idiot. It's called Lush Temples Mint. Fucking idiot. Damn, I thought we got a new piece coming. Okay, do I own one of these? If not, I don't think I'd mind having one for 200 Tez. But I think I got one. Let's see. Damn, I really thought we had a new mint coming. That would have been awesome. Okay, let's check. Let's check the vault. Actually, just for the fucking funds, yeah, whatever. Let's just say we should look at some what kind of offers we're getting on Tezos art. Apparently, they had an awful showing. I don't know if this is true, but apparently they had an awful showing at ETH Denver. Like Tezos has like a knack for like really lame kind of displays. I like Tezos. Well, I like the art on Tezos. I don't think I love the Tezos Foundation. But apparently they had a pretty laughable like showing out at what? We got a 700 Tez offer. Well, I did for this fucking thing. Did somebody accept? Hang on. I wouldn't accept. 325 bucks. I think I spent like $4,000 on that. Or actually, I might have spent like $5,000 on it. Let's see how much I spent on that. Where's all the sales? I feel like I bought this years ago, not 2 years ago. Sale. There we go. Okay, I was wrong. So I spent like $3,000 on it. Crazy. Crazy. NFTs are crazy. Okay. Do I own Lush Temple's Mint? Owned? I bought these. I don't love them. His newest collection is those four. Don't love them. Love the Pepe thing. I don't own any of those. I don't own Lush Temple's Mint. I may grab one. That is super, super tempting. I would love one of his old things. Dude, I don't know if anybody remembers, he had like a 1-1 sell for like $200,000. 300 edition. 78 bucks. I might just for the collection. I love it. I do love it. And what is even that? Yeah, whatever it is, I don't think I want it. I don't know why it's in my wallet. So, all right, quick check here. I think bombs fly today. I think very few agree. But that's my bet. Bombs fly today. In the next few hours. We'll fucking see. All right, boys. I think we'll call it there. Hope your day's excellent. I think you should be watching DEATHSTR very, very closely. Very fucking closely. That's right. Luna, what do you think? When do you think those bombs are falling? And do you have family over there? Like, do you have friends, family over there? I want to do a weekend spaces. Ah, shit, man. I'll see if Henry wants to fire up a spaces later. That'd be fun. But yeah, probably right now. Yeah. I do think it's a today thing. I don't think it's a week or two off. I think it's today. I think it's catch everybody by surprise like they do. I think the equipment's in place. I think today. So, all right. Have a great day. By the way, smash the like, subscribe Inside NFTs on YouTube. Follow me at HUDAH_idiot on X. Go to Mind.ai. Mind.ai, and man, launch yourself a mind. It's Cloud OpenClaw. It's Cloud OpenClaw. Just fucking, it's fucking awesome. It's awesome. And Ethos Swarm and Animoca Mines, both powered by our Swarm token. And I think it's pretty fucking spicy right now. So, all right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day and goodbye.